So, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Blu-rayDave back with another movie spoiler review for you guys. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and I figured, why the heck do another one? It's been so long, and you guys came here for this video to hear my thoughts and opinions on easily the best movie of 2021, Spider-Man: No Way Home. And yes, like I said, this is a spoiler review, not spoiler free. I was lucky enough that when I did my review for Endgame, I didn't get in trouble. I do want to have a disclaimer here. Um, just because I don't get in trouble for this, that doesn't mean you have to get my buddy Lego Train Guy in trouble. Because back when I was still in high school, his buddies were complaining to him that he was spoiling that movie, and when you're spoiling a movie or a TV show on the internet, we have to get disclaimers and we give you guys a warning. So again, don't get either of us in trouble, okay? Because you can't say, "Oh, Blu-ray's worthy of praise." He gave us a warning and like we have to get his friend in trouble. Like, no, don't do that, guys. Okay, that's stupid and selfish and unfair. Okay, so I want to get that out of the way. So if my buddy Lego Train Guy gives a spoiler review on his channel, don't you dare get him in trouble, okay? Because, or otherwise you can piss off, okay? You're more likely haters than supporters. Alright, so let's talk about No Way Home, shall we? Where do I even begin with this? Well, okay, obviously the movie immediately picks up after Far From Home. Like, they talk about, like, there was the dubbing of the mid-credit scene, and it was just crazy, guys. I liked how Peter is having like, I guess like these consequences and he's struggling, and to be honest, like, to me Peter was no exception with this. Like, I wanted every superhero to reveal their secret identity, for sure. Don't you hate me on that? Um yeah, so gets crazy. Him, Michelle, and Ned are trying to get into MIT, and because those two are affiliated with Peter, like anybody who's affiliated with Peter, and I bet you, especially with the Avengers, like the public needs to give them the cold shoulder. Like, honestly, I would just tell society to piss off, honestly, because you shouldn't do that. You should not do that. Leave Peter alone. Leave his friends and family alone. Yep. And then I just like it when he gets to the Sanctum Sanctorum, or Strange's place, and they finally explained how like it was snowing on the inside, and I don't like it how they made Wong the Sorcerer Supreme, honestly, just because, oh, Strange has been away for 5 years. Like, Wong, you're a pretty cool dude, buddy, but no, you got to give that to Strange. He deserves it. Um, and what's different about the first trailer and the movie is that Wong in the trailer, he's made it pretty clear that, like, to Strange, like, he should not cast that spell where everyone should forget Peter's identity. But in the movie, Wong, he accepts it, but he doesn't want to be involved with it. Like, he doesn't want to be a part of it. I'm like, okay, he accepted it. Um, it was pretty funny in the last few months when people were like, "Oh, is that Mephisto?" Because here's the problem: comic book fans were pretty hypocritical for the last few months, ever since the teaser. Because in the 2007 comic, One More Day, um, a lot of comic book fans did not like that comic. But come the teaser trailer, again, they're so hypocritical. They're like, oh, "Is that Mephisto?" Like, again, piss off. Whose side are you on? Are you against the comic or not? Like, make up your own dang decisions, people. Come on. Or otherwise, frick you, okay? Anyways, yeah, so he casts the spell. Peter interferes, so yeah, technically, technically he did interfere 6 times, which Strange brought up, and then Peter's like, it's 5 times. Um, my gosh, like the fabric of reality was just like breaking. Like, oh my gosh, guys. And he uses let's see, later on in the film. Okay, well, first of all, I didn't like how Strange kicked Peter out of the Sanctum Sanctorum when I mean, yeah, Peter should have made a call to the MIT people, but like you shouldn't have kicked them out, Strange. Anyways, yeah, Peter uses the Iron Spider suit to go see the not CEO, but like maybe like the head of like the of campus or whatever, and that's when we finally get Doc Ock from 2004, and I was getting nostalgic feels, guys, and I liked it how Peter and Doc Ock they were using like their forearms to fight. Um, when when Otto was telling Peter that he should have killed like MJ from Toby's universe, that's when Peter he got really pissed off. He's like, "What did you just say?" Because like we know, but our Peter doesn't know. um. So yeah. Um. I mean, again, there's so much I want to explain, like everything about this film, guys. Um. I liked it how Doc was like this close to killing our Peter, but then Peter like he saved himself at the last second, and the whole thing like you're not Peter Parker, and he's just like I'm so confused right now, and that's where the meme comes in with Doctor Strange. Like, do you have a Peter Parker on your Earth? Is that him? Oh my gosh, that is freaking hilarious, guys, and we actually do find out with the black suit. I thought it was like we all thought it was the homecoming suit, but early in the film that there's like a news report that a pedestrian was throwing like green paint on Peter's suit, the Far From Home suit, and Peter didn't have enough time to wash it because like he was at the Sanctum Sanctorum and there was like washing machines. So what he had to do, he turned it inside out, and I liked all the wires and all the tech coming on. Like he actually has his cell phone like duct taped on his chest so Ned and Michelle can watch. And let's see. Yeah, Electro comes in and like we now know why he's back in his human form and why he's yellow because um on Earth 616 where the Avengers live, um the electricity works differently than the TASM universe, and he actually liked it. And that's when Sandman comes in to save Peter. And I need to say this, guys, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us are very skeptical about this, specifically with Sandman and the Lizard. The Lizard has already been caught. I'm assuming by Strange. Um, I don't know. It's just like they both sound the same. Well, like Flint Marco, like Thomas Hayden Church, like he sounds more gruffy than 2007, which again, that still could be him. Um, I don't know. It's just those two. Like we'll get to that later on. So anyways, we technically had the Sinister Six guys, but they were focusing on the main five. Um, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn goes to feast, and that's when like, oh man, I love seeing like the connection between like him and Goblin. Like the Goblin from the mask was still talking to him, but Norman is scared, so he throws like a brick at the mask, and like I could like sense his fear, like he is scared. So he goes to Aunt May, and my gosh, so Peter and May, um, okay, so they have this new apartment that Happy introduces them, right? Like we never seen before, and I think it was made by Stark Industries, um, and it has a security camera at the front door and three locks. Jeez. Anyways, he brings the Sinister Five for now into the apartment, and then he starts making cures for them. Um, Flint Marco has just been in his sand form, like sure human but sand form, and I'm thinking like, what is going on? Like, are like is Sony trying to be cheap? I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me figure this one out. And I just loved how the villains were talking about their backstories from the previous films. And with Goblin, like, oh my gosh, like I could see that Norman was trying to like not give in, but the Goblin took over, and then the first serum that Peter made didn't work. And I liked how um I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier, but you guys know what I'm gonna be talking about next. Like Doc Ock, he took some of the nanotech like particles from Peter's suit, and then after when Peter like yeah Peter's in control of the arms, which was pretty funny. Anyways, Peter gives Otto a new chip so he can control the arms, just like in the previous movie, and that's when Peter gets the integrated suit. Um, I mean, still technically it's Iron Spider 2.0 if you ask me. So because again, those are the some of the little particles that were taken from his suit, and then it covers like his Far From Home torso up top. And Goblin just goes out of control, and then the villains they start. Oh my gosh, they start going crazy. Besides Ock, um, May runs away with the serum. Um, Wait a minute, no. Was this before or after? Because like she was running away, and then the Goblin was fighting Peter like hand to hand combat, like part one, and then oh my gosh, he was beating the crap out of Peter as soon as they got to the first floor, and then May. Oh, I was scared for my life when the Goblin called for his glider, and then it got like you could see like the glider like it hit May's back, like, but you don't see like blood coming out, or like it looked like she's just got hit, like like she got hit by the glider, not with the swords or whatever, the blades. Okay, I was gonna say knives, like no, 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 no. Of course, Jameson, he wants the big scoop because he's trying to call out Peter. And Happy comes by, like the SWAT team is there. May looked like she was fine after like the Goblin left and like kind of blew up the first floor. And then like May, she might have been fine for at least a couple of minutes, but then she starts falling on the ground, and then that's when I was starting to feel the tension with Peter. Oh my gosh, I was crying, guys, like with Peter, like, oh no, what's going on? And then when she said the famous line, like she was pretty much being like Uncle Ben, which um that really confused me. Like, wouldn't our Peter's version of Uncle Ben would have said that to him in the beginning when he was starting out to be Spider-Man? But like she gave him the famous line, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's when Happy comes in. He blocks off the SWAT team and tells Peter to run. And oh my gosh, there's so many parts I'm skipping out on. Like why don't we get to the part where, okay, so the sling ring, right? But first, let's say like Strange has the box, right? So like he's gonna send the villains back, but then Peter, he feels bad. So him and Strange have this little fight, and then this now nostalgic moment from Doctor Strange. They go into the mirror dimension. That brought me back to 2016. I just remember like being in the theater watching Doctor Strange. I'm like, oh my gosh, the visuals are so cool. Um, let's see what else. Of course, to Peter, the mirror dimension was nothing. Like he was like using like math and like pi and all that. I'm like, man, he has it easy. And then like Peter was like, you know what's better than magic, Strange? Math. I mean, I guess, in Peter's perspective, and then he takes Strange's sling ring and leaves him in there temporarily, which Strange has claimed that he's been well, let's just say at a mountain for 12 hours. Um, Anyways, he leaves Strange there and he gives it to Ned. And then this is where this comes later on. Again, I wish I could explain everything. Ned, he says like, I wish that Peter was here. Like I'm doing like the thing, and then like Michelle's telling him to say it again, and he kept saying like, "I wish Peter was here," and then, oh my gosh, guys, the the first visitor that we get, like the first superhero visitor we get um from another Earth was Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and oh my gosh, he has a beard now. Well, technically, like kind of like a little beard, but my gosh, Michelle kept throwing bread at him because like she wanted him to prove that like he's another Spider-Man, and like he did, and the scene got so funny. Um, So they also figure out like, hey, if we brought in this Spider-Man, maybe we could find another one until we find our Peter. So Ned uses the ring again, and then holy crap, guys, I was crying for this one too. Frickin' Toby Maguire, guys, and he is so different. I mean, obviously we would expect him to be different, but Andrew looked the same from TASM too. But have you noticed through the years that Toby, as he's gotten older, like his voice has changed? He is this close to being 50, guys. He's got like 4 more years to be 50, and my gosh, he's so great. I wonder if he did his own stunts. I know for sure William Defoe. He's 66, guys. My gosh, and he wanted to do his own stunts. I'm like, wow, for a 66-year-old man, like gosh, it's awesome. Anyways, both of the Spider-Man, they want to make sure like, are you Spider-Man? So they they shot their webs and they did like flips, and my gosh, and obviously I liked how they both said to basically like each other like, I don't like advertise my costume, like I know Andrew said it first, but it's just, and of course every Spider-Man has to have that favorite spot in New York where they just have to get away from things, and Peter, I believe, was at the school. I don't remember, but that's where Ned and Michelle find him, and then that's when Toby and Andrew come in again. They're CGI jumping and just, oh my gosh, so beautiful, guys. Um, I love how they talk about their losses, and like, Gwen and everything, and like Uncle Ben. They talk about the famous catchphrase that their Uncle Bens have told them, even Aunt May. Um, and I'm so happy that Sony and Marvel did this. Like, I wanted a scene where all three of the Peters are in a lab together working on whatever it is they're working on. They're working on cures, right? Man, I love that. And then I love the joke when like Ned was trying to talk to Peter, and then all of them were like, "Yeah, like Peter Parker, I'm Peter Parker, you by the computer." Like the theater, like behind us, we were all laughing. Like me, Lego Train Guy, and my siblings were in the very front, but I got to see a better view, and then like everybody else was just like, "Oh my gosh." That was so funny. And then the moment that Toby like shot his webbing, both Andrew and Tom, like, obviously we knew this was coming. We expected this. Like, they were like, "Did that just come out of you?" And like, oh my gosh. And I wanted that conversation too, so we did get that later on. What else? Um, I guess we could go to the Statue of Liberty then. I do want to say this though, guys. I don't like it how, like, again, this is how the public would react in real life. Like, you got these iconic figures, but you're gonna want to, like, you're gonna ruin monumental places like the Statue of Liberty. Like, I get that, like, yes, Cap was a great icon, but you don't need to give the Statue of Liberty the shield. Just leave her the way she is. Anyways, it's still under construction, and all the Peters are on the Statue of Liberty. Like, I liked it how Toby brought back like his back problems. Like, that's the thing. Like, I knew about his back situation in Spider-Man 2, but did he get back problems again in this one? And Andrew offered to help, so he like picks up Toby, and then he's like trying to fix his back. I was trying not to feel so awkward about it, but it felt kind of awkward. And then even Andrew's face like is Um, and then they start talking about the webbing, right? Like, I knew this joke was coming too. Like when Tom asked him, like, does it come out of your wrists or does it come from other parts of your body? And again, the theater was laughing behind us. And like Toby's like, I don't want to get too specific about that. And he's like, you're making fun of me. And Andrew's like, no, like I just want to hear like what's going on. And I liked how Andrew brought up like since the very beginning, I've liked Andrew. Okay, like he 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 kind of roasted himself, like he's saying, "Oh, I suck," because of the fan. No, not fan service. No, that's no. I'm thinking of something else. Like you know how like I love his movies. Okay, and then Toby comes in, is like, "No, you are amazing. You are amazing." So I'm hoping that a lot of TASM haters will shut up and actually like Andrew more. Because again, this movie could give Toby and Andrew more opportunities now. And then Tom, he's just like, what's like the biggest villain you fought? And this was a one nitpick that I was worried about because even before we had like official confirmations, um, I've heard rumors that like this movie's gonna retcon Spider-Man 3 and TASM 2 like they never even happened. But I'm happy that they didn't like retcon those because those are true to the stories. I'm happy that Toby mentions Venom and then Andrew mentions the Rhino, and then that's when the Sinister Six come in and then like oh my gosh. Um how did this play out? How did this play out? Um They all put on their masks. They start running, and then they start swinging. And they're just like whooping and all that. I'm like, yes, this is what I needed. This is what I want. And oh my gosh, the battle gets so crazy, and then they try to come up with a plan, and then they try to call themselves like Peter 1, Peter 2, Peter 3. Okay, so I'm pretty sure our Peter was Peter 1, Toby was Peter 2, and Andrew was Peter 3. And like Toby and Andrew, it is true they have never been on a team before, and then Tom like obviously we knew and he knows like I've been on a team, the Avengers. And like Toby's like, that's so cool, where are the Avengers, are they a band? And Andrew's like, were you in a band? And then Tom was trying to explain what the Avengers are, but then like things were starting to get out of place, and then they finally did the meme. Like I thought they were going to do it the very first time they met. Like now that I've seen it a few more times in images after the movie, like oh yeah, it's more better now. Oh, excuse me. Before they go into battle, Andrew's looking at both of them like, I love you guys. Toby's like, thanks. So yeah, they each took a villain one at a time, like they said. Like Andrew took Dr. Connors. Um, Toby kind of took on Flint Marco, but also Electro. Um, what else? Andrew and Max Dillon, they had their battle again, and I just love seeing that. Um, what else? Doc Ock comes in, but he's on the good side, so he helps all the Peters and helps them give the villains the cure that they need. And I love these little moments that they have. But here's this one nitpick that I told you about early on in the video, so I'm gonna bring it up now. You know, with Sandman and Blizzard, I felt like those two actors weren't even in the movie. Like they pretty much recycled their performances from the last movies. Like they had no other dialogue. Like um, Flint, like he was disappearing like in the mud, but like he's turning back into human form, and then like Dr. Connors was turning back into human. Oh man. I mean, I hope there's some official confirmation. Like hopefully, like when the Blu-ray comes out, like there'll be special features. Like my gosh. I liked this moment where Andrew was talking to Max Dillon, like it was just so nice. But the one thing that I noticed right away is that Max thought Andrew Spider-Man was black, but they pretty much teased Miles Morales again the second time. So, oh man, they got to introduce him somehow. And then Toby with Doc Ock, like my gosh. I love that. And like Otto was like, "How are you doing?" And then Toby said, and like another one of those iconic lines from Spider-Man 2, like, I'm trying to do better. Um, and that's when Green Goblin comes in. Like, he comes in with the glider, and like, he's pretty much manipulating Peter. Like he wants to kill him, which that was Peter's intention from in the second act. Like, again, the hand-to-hand combat was so intense. He was beating the crap out of the Goblin. He was webbing him. He like Goblin was on his knees, I believe, and Peter took the glider, and then both Toby and Andrew were seeing what Tom was about to do. And then as soon as Tom was about to kill the Goblin, that's when Toby came in. Honestly, I kind of wanted our Spider-Man to straight up cold murder Green Goblin. Again, that's just me. I'm pretty sure that's a bunch of you guys too. And then after that, like, the Goblin stabs Toby in the back. I'm like, no. Then Andrew comes in and gives Peter, or our Peter, the serum, and like just gives it to Norman. And Norman comes to his senses because the Goblin is gone now. And then Doctor Strange comes out. And he is very impressed how Ned opened a portal. And then Strange had to try to close the fabrics of reality. Which, by the way, who did we see in the multiverse coming out? Were those like X-Men characters or Fantastic Four characters? I would love to know, guys. And then Peter offers a solution again. Like, just make the whole world forget that he's Spider-Man. Like, this is his decision. Like, he's making the sacrifice. And that one last moment with him and Toby and Andrew, like they all hugged, and my gosh, I loved that. And the even like the special moments with like with Ned, for sure. I liked how there was a little joke in earlier in the film, like Ned was like, I promise I won't be a bad guy, I won't betray you. But as we all know, Ned's character, he's gonna become the Hobgoblin. So Michelle was okay, you know. At least she showed a little bit of humanity, but still, she's not our MJ, okay? Um, so yeah, they say their goodbyes, and Strange does the spell, and then all of the villains and the Spider-Man went back to their universes. Like, my gosh. I wonder how that's going to turn out. Can you imagine if Toby and Andrew got their own Disney Plus series, or if they went back to their movies? Oh, man. And then the MCU kind of had like a soft reboot to it at the very end. Like, Peter was going to the cafe where Michelle worked, which, by the way, Tom's brother Harry was supposed to be in this movie like as like a burglar or something like that, like a thief. Like, oh my gosh, I was waiting for that. So I could see that he's trying to get back with Michelle and all that. I thought like when Strange wiped everybody's memories, I thought like none of the events would happen, but she still has like that scratch on her head. Oh, one scene I do not want to leave out, guys. Okay. Michelle falls, right, from the Statue of Liberty. Our Peter tries to grab her, but the Goblin gets him, and then Andrew gets his redemption, right? Okay, obviously, again, I liked him, but like for him, he got his redemption by saving Michelle, and then he was crying because that reminded when he tried to save Gwen from his universe. I did not want to leave that part out, guys, okay? Anyways, and he sees Ned. Um, anyways, Tom leaves the coffee shop, and then he's off to college now. And what really got me in the feels, guys, is that Tom's Peter got his first apartment. And that reminded me, like, that got me right here. It was relatable to me because that reminded me, like, in the middle of the summer, I got my own apartment, and my gosh, that was very wholesome. And then we see that Tom has finally made his own, like, official Spider-Man suit. And I try to get a closer look at it, but like it seems to be like a classic design. Let's see, what happened in the mid-credit scene? Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, so in the mid-credit scene, we finally see Eddie Brock, you know, Tom Hardy, and he's in Mexico. But the one thing that bummed me out is that he went back to his Earth too. So at least there was a part of Venom that was still left on Earth 616, which means we're finally going to get Peter in the symbiote. But I know Venom 3 is still gonna have like Peter Parker in it, so. And then the second post-credit scene, it was actually a trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and I loved seeing that. So that was awesome. I can't wait for that one, guys. So overall, I think that's pretty much what I've covered. Again, I would love to explain everything else, but it's just like I love this movie, guys. 10 out of 10. Easily the best Spider-Man movie ever. Easily my all-time favorite MCU movie ever. So this movie was pretty good fan service, I would say. So yeah. Tell me, guys, what you think of the movie. Did you see it yet? I mean, I'm hoping you've seen this because you're watching the spoiler review, right? So again, don't get me in trouble because I said this is a spoiler review, okay? All right, so thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit rate. Please turn on the post notification bell and share my content if you haven't already. And how many times are you gonna go see this movie, guys? I definitely want to see this again for sure. So again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for buying. May the Lord be with you guys always up, guys. Peace out, guys. Remember, Avengers Assemble. All right, you have a good night, guys. Bye.